All right, we are live. I'll also be pushing this to um, over to YouTube. Let's go into settings here. Let's see if we can bring this down just a little bit. All right. I'm going to be doing just a basic walkthrough of Remnant from the Ashes, and then if I get any views at all. Part of this is I'm doing as proof of concept. I want to start doing some walkthroughs and some other videos. I just started streaming on this channel, and I'll be playing all kinds of stuff, from Darkest Dungeon 2 to Dark Souls, some Elden Ring, other Souls-likes, and who knows what. I also have a Minecraft hardcore series that I started not too long ago at Gory Blocks on Twitch. It's GORYBLOX. But there's some walkthroughs for this game. They're pretty old, and there's some good ones out there. So, but there's not a ton of content for the original Remnant. And with the new game out, it's been out for a little while. It just released a DLC. There's probably going to be another DLC. I think they have 2 more planned, I believe. I figure why not? I know the game well. I've got probably 1,000 hours into it, so I figured I'd do a kind of a let's play / walkthrough, and just go over the stuff that I've learned about the game. It really became one of my favorite games. I slept on it for a while, just the look of it. Let's go ahead and start creating a character here. The look of it, I just wasn't that interested in it, and eventually, you run out of stuff to play. And once I started playing it, I realized very quickly how good of a game this is, and kind of got hooked on it. Specifically, the survival mode. I've seen survival modes in. We're actually going to do the tutorial just to make this complete. I think that's it. We'll go up to hard. Won't skip the tutorial. Yeah, here we go. Let's go offline and get into it. But yeah, I've played survival mode in many games. I have never seen a game do it quite as well as Remnant. The survival mode in Remnant is extremely addictive.
When our last hope fails.
I may even do Chronos. I have played through that, which is the prequel to this. Very different game.
Sail the sea before you, in search of an end to the beasts that have hunted us for generations.
Chronos is basically like Dark Souls for kids. It's a really neat game though. It was originally put out in VR and then ported.
Into the sky like a phoenix,
So it's a little wonky, but
blazing in flames of agony. But our hero never came home.
I'll be honest with you, I played this tutorial once and I've skipped it every time since.
The beasts, the unshakable dread that something had twisted and turned. The journey will not be easy. Storm swirls round the dragon's tower like a shroud. The dragon may be dead, but in its ashes, I fear something else has awoken. You will fight for every step. You must reach the tower, learn what became of our warrior, face what lurks within. When our last hope fails, another shall take its place. So long as we have breath.
Okay. This will give me a chance to go over a couple of things that I find unique about this game in particular. So the controls in this game, one of the reasons that I'm playing this on PS5 and not PC. PS5 is where I initially ran into this game, but because it's a third-person shooter, and because of the movement, uh, it actually does pretty well on controller. Um, your aiming is certainly better, keyboard and mouse, but it's not too bad on controller. Um, but the movement, since it is a Souls-like and there's a lot of dodge rolling and things like that, the movement's very comfortable. Yeah, I have not seen this tutorial in some time. Dust it up a little bit here.
Hang in there.
Hurry up,
Okay.
You got company! Move!
It's a scripted death. You're just gonna die. But yeah, since it's essentially Souls-like movement, um, it does pretty good with controller.
Wait.
They did improve. I'll let this play.
Hi there. Whoa, take it slow. You got hurt real bad. You don't want to start bleeding again, do you? Ward 13. I'm Wallace. I wanted to see you. I asked the... Oh, Commander Ford. Oh, Commander Ford. But they said... He's... was...
Alright,
See you later.
let's get through that. Yeah, so just like any Souls, like you have your role, but there's two other ways to get iframes in this game. You can slide, and you can neutral dodge, which is extremely handy. The recovery on it is much faster. You get less iframes, but if you can master it, it's definitely the way to go.
Look who's awake. I figured you for dead. Riggs and I barely pulled you out of that mess. I'm Commander Ford.
Gonna skip through some of
It's my
this.
job to know the kind of people. We haven't seen a living soul. You will tell me why you were. Is that really how you? Well, truth is, we had to block the gates after we dragged you. But I tell you what, you want to leave? You'll have to do something. First, we need power. With enough power, we might be able to activate. The reactor is on the lower basement level. Get it running, then come back here. Nothing around here is easy. We already lost a man down there a few days. Go check in with Riggs. About your blade. I don't imagine your fists will do. You do this for us.
All right. The first thing you're going to do is go down to the reactor. If you do the tutorial, you can skip the tutorial.
Good to see a new face around here.
I think I need to see. Let's head over here for a second. So you've got Reggie. He sells consumables. The guy that I was just talking to. Here we go.
Hey, it's good to see you on your feet again. I did what I could to patch you up. Name's Wriggler. The blade was... I think I remember Ace mentioned... last I heard, Ace went... Good luck down there.
Alright.
How
I don't
being
think
out
you get
has
anything.
everyone on edge. Not to mention all the root out there.
Rigs is where you're going to upgrade your equipment. And there's a couple other NPCs in here. First things first, there's a bit of a siege event that happens down here. This is Ace. She will trade upgrading materials and things of that nature. Iron, forged iron.
You nearly scared the life out of me. No one else wandering around down here. You're not from around here, are you? Name's Ace. Ace Cotterill? You? Is that right?
Yeah, I think we found the reactor.
So, you ever start a reactor? Lucky for you. Would have done it myself, but without knowing what... With the two of us, though. Maybe... Okay, so I have an idea. You go upstairs and start the reactor. You probably need a weapon.
Alright, this is where you choose your archetype. Your scrapper is kind of close range, shotgun, melee, heavier armor. The ex-cultist is mid-range and leans kind of on the mod abilities. He comes with a trait that boosts your mod power. Hunter is what I'm going with. Hunter's long range, and in my personal opinion, Hunter's the way to go. They're all fun classes. Hunter comes with the hunting rifles, which is what the hunting rifle is what all of the other weapons in the game were balanced around, and it's a very fun to use weapon. You swap weapons pretty quickly. Another cool thing about this game is you always L2 aim down sights to shoot. So at any point, if you just tap R2, you swing your melee weapon, which makes it it's pretty intuitive. So we're going to start this. I haven't done this since the very first time I played this game. Then a bunch of guys are going to... And these are root enemies, just your basic. It's kind of your bottom tier enemy in the game. There's a couple variations of these. This is an elite enemy. You'll hear that sound that just happened, that kind of high-pitched sound will alert you that an elite has spawned. Alright. Alright. This is pretty much the end of the tutorial.
There. That should do it. Fuck good.
As far as I know, you don't get any special items or anything. If it's the first time through the game, you might want to play it. Just gotta get the handle of the controls, but
Come visit my shop sometime, yeah?
but you can skip it.
I'll make sure to give you the good in a fight discount.
Alright. The only other thing is, in Remnant and From the Ashes and Remnant 2 especially, scrap is scarce. So there's a couple areas in Ward 13, which is where we're at. Is the name of this place. There's several different ones. You'll find crates you can break, and throughout the areas of throughout the different biomes, there's going to be all kinds of destructible material. So this is the kind of the first basement sub-level where the reactor is, and it continues down, and we're going to go down there in just a few minutes because there's a hidden item down there, and we're going to grab it.
You're risking a lot for folks you don't know, stranger. Yes. You're trying to get yourself to the word moves fast. When they ain't meant. Listen, friend, I know you don't know me from a can of paint, but you got a feeling of destiny about you. That's the spirit. Here.
Reggie's great. He's in this one and the new one.
Many people can keep their spirits out there. An old friend told me. And if you're looking to buy
Dragonheart is basically your Estus flask in this game.
Stone there. Free. One more thing. Ask her about the. Good to see a new
All
face
right.
around here.
And Reggie,
Why don't you go talk to Ellen? Sure,
let me
she'll
see.
wanna thank you herself.
I may have to go talk to her first, but
Why don't
yeah.
you go talk to
Yeah,
Ellen?
talk to her real quick.
Sure, she'll wanna thank you herself.
Let's see if I can. So this NPC here,
So you're the
she's
straight
very
man
rude.
talking about. Doesn't make
I'm gonna
sense to
skip
me.
through her dialogue.
Apparently, take Ford's gonna give. I'm McCabe. I'm the engineer. I'm not some. All right then. From the look of that, that's all you. Get me more. Now get out of here.
Similar to
I'm tired of your
a Souls
yips.
game, you're gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
boss items, kind of like a boss soul, and you'll be able to turn that into something, a weapon. And that's where you go to do that, is McCabe. We'll talk
Glad
to her.
see you got... And he wouldn't part men. Very well. You've proven yourself reliable, stranger. But I doubt you'll last long out there. Go see Riggs and McCabe. Come see me afterwards.
And if you're watching this, I really appreciate it. I'm just really getting into streaming and some videos. I have some time on my hands, and I play a lot, so may as well stream it. May as well generate some content. Do my part. So yeah, kind of tucked around this area, you're gonna find some crates you can break. Early scrap is nice to have. We're gonna go back and talk to Reggie again. See if we can.
A hell of a time to visit the war, friend.
I don't think we have enough for much of anything.
You done well, friend.
All right, let's So what you want to do at the beginning here is you want to. Oh, hang on. It's been so long since I've done this portion of the game. Can't remember. I think we were like supposed to try to leave or something like that. Go back and talk to her.
Go get yourself better protection from Riggs and McCabe. Then we'll talk.
Oh yeah, I've got to go grab my. This is the adventurer outfit that I have on. Now in Remnant 1, so it's different from Remnant 2, which I really liked it in this game. Different armor sets give you different types of bonuses. So the adventurer set is the treasure hunter set, and whether you're wearing 1, 2, or 3 pieces of it, which you can buy the goggles from Riggs over there, it's going to increase the amount of scrap you pick up. So if you're farming for scrap, this is the set that you want to wear. But yeah, so let's
Hey, friend. Ford mentioned.
let's get what we need here. Got some iron, got some scrap. All right.
No worries. Take your time. Hey, friend. No worries. Take your time.
Socks in the cave.
Don't make me regret helping you out. Move on, stranger. Don't make me regret helping you out.
Okay.
Hey, friend.
Let's go ahead and upgrade this.
All right. Hey, now that's better. Oh, and take this. It's not the strongest stuff, but more protection than what you got.
And this is the hunter set, which is
There you
kind of
go. A bit sturdier.
based around weak spot damage. Most enemies have weak spots. Alright.
We'd all be long. She keeps this place. If you need any weapon up, I bet Ford will see you fit to leave now. Here's hoping there's not an army of dead.
Alright. Now we've got our hunter set equipped.
Good to see you more equipped. Riggs and McCabe do good work. I hope this will be enough to get you on your way. We can't leave by the gates now, but the founder, he said we should only use it when there's no...
Well, let's do it.
Considering you stuck your neck out for us, it seems there's a terminal downstairs in the main room. With any luck, we can... don't...
Okay. Hop over here. Use the key. There are these little computer terminals all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and initialize this. And there's tons of lore built into the game through the terminals. All of them have different information on them. And now we have our world stone. This is how you fast travel. It's your bonfire, basically.
I've read about it, but I never saw it working. This red eye. You want to get out of here? My grandfather was the commander. He brought everyone toward... He was determined. One day, he knew...
Alright, let's get
There's a
through this
room.
dialogue.
If you want to reach the... Listen.
A lot of dialogue at the beginning and then it kind of tapers off. Okay, so now we've officially started the game. You can see all those items pop up. Those are account-bound items that we are going to unequip for this playthrough. These are items that, now I will change the skin. You can, they're glowing fragments that you can get that you can take to one of the other NPCs, and you can change the look of your gear and things like that. But for the purposes of this, I will not be using anything that you don't have at the beginning of the game. But you get these rewards that are account bound for doing different things, beating the game on hardcore, just beating world bosses, things of that nature. So I will try and keep track of what is what, and I will only use it after the point in the game where I would have received it on a fresh playthrough. This is a survivor bag you can open. It has some things in it, some ammo, some blood wort. These are healing consumables. This boosts your XP. This is oil skin tonic. There's a couple of consumables in the game, and we're actually going to go ahead and let's see here. Assign these. There's a couple consumables. Each area has some status effects, whether it be corrosive, it could be root rot, things like that. There's a couple of them that are particularly nasty. One of them is the one found in the earth biome, which is root rot. It's treated with oil skin tonic. If you get that ailment, your character will randomly cough, and it can get you killed really quick. Because you can't shoot or do anything. You can roll out of it, but it is not pleasant. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just go to the Founder's Hideout. It's the first place you go to. And there's a couple secrets that I'm going to grab right here at the beginning. So Founder's Hideout. But this is a really fun game to play through. It's kind of, I play through it every now and again. Just same way I'll play through Dark Souls or I'll play through Bloodborne. I'll eventually swing back around to Sekiro, Remnant. It's just the gameplay loop is fun. The mechanics are fun. It's a fairly tight game. All right, so here, this is one annoying thing is there will be like pieces of paper, notes, journals. You tend to gravitate toward those, so you're always hitting them when you're trying to pick something else up. We're going to grab the key card, and we're going to go right over here, and we're going to hit this. Grab that scrap. There's a little secret room here. There's a little bit of iron. And this is 2 pieces of the Drifters set. We may actually throw this on. The Drifters set is based around stamina and stamina regen. So it's a great set. There is a helmet that goes with it that is not here. You have a chance to find it out in the world. You may or may not find it on any given playthrough. And then this is where we're going to be going. But for now, we're going to run back. Also, I cannot. I have Liquid Escape is kind of like a hunter's mark. Homeward Bone, but all it does is, since there's no penalty, you don't drop your money or anything like that, or your XP when you die. It basically is just it just puts you down, and then you resurface at your last checkpoint. Maybe you can't equip it in Remnant 1. I've had it equipped in Remnant 2 the entire time, but that may be a difference between the two games. Alright, so back here, we're going to head downstairs. Oh, did not mean to talk to you, bud. Let's see if we can grab anything. We got some moleskin tonic. We don't need any of this. Maybe grab a couple of these. Maybe one of those. Different things will show up in his shop as you go to different biomes and you find, you know, stuff to treat corrosive or shock or whatever. He will start to sell it in the shop. So that's where the reactor was. We're going to go downstairs. One run over here. There's power here. And so that key card we got is going to open this door. I did not know about this on my first playthrough, but there's some handy stuff down here. So there's another computer terminal. There's some lore and some other information. There's a trait book. You're going to want to grab as much scrap as you can. There's all kinds of breakable items. Some of the chairs are breakable. Most of the shelves, some of the shelves are metal. Into here. If you play this recorder, it doesn't do much, but you will get that trait. And we'll talk about traits here in just a second. And then we're going to go in here, and right back here is a fuse. Now, there's more to explore here, and we'll be back in just a second. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run down another level and use this fuse. And again, if you're watching this, I really appreciate it, because you're doing a thing you don't have to do, and right now this channel is just getting started. So any likes, any subscriptions will never mean more to someone than right now. So I do appreciate anyone watching this. Alright, so we're going to open this door now that we've turned the power back on. And if you pass through here, you can see there's an opening back there with that fan's going. So all you need to do is run back over here. Shut the power back off. And there's a couple items in here. Got an ammo box, you got a key. You can see a trait book right there. We're going to run and grab that. We're going to turn the power back on so we can see what we're doing. Alright. Now up here, there's like an observation room. And there's not much to it, but there is a bandage up here. Consumables are good. It's good to have a bunch of them. It's nice to be able to heal a bleed or something like that when you need to. We'll get into the different status effects as we go. So all of these chairs, just get yourself some scrap and an ammo box. Put the chairs in here. There is blood wart behind the door. Can't aim. Alright. And now this room down here you won't come to until later. But if you go back here, this is where that trait book we saw earlier is hiding. Alright, now back up to the level right above us. Cool atmosphere in Ward 13. This game will really grow on you. The different items, the different amulets, it really has a lot of uniqueness to it. Okay, back up here to basement 2 level. We had come this way. We got the fuse from that room there. I'm gonna run in here. There's a couple things. Another oil skin tonic. And another blood wart. And various things you can get some scrap out of. Now, right here you can see an item in there, door's closed. You can just jump through the window. Grab this bandage. Another ammo box. A lot of goodies in here that will just help your gameplay early on. So this is another one of these terminals. There's a bunch of these. If you go to the log, you can. I'm not going to do it here because that would be very boring. But I highly recommend if you have the time, go through and read some of it. It's a bunch of information about the world and the lore and what's going on. If we go all the way back here, the key that we picked up downstairs behind the fan is going to get us into this room. Blood wart over there, and right here we have the SMG. The SMG is a pretty good weapon. What it's really good for is looting. If you're farming up some scrap, easy to break a bunch of stuff with the SMG. All right, we're gonna head this way. And now we're pretty well set up. We've got, we got a stack of blood warts, we got some oilskin tonics, we got some ammo boxes, we got another weapon. And so you got Ace here, you got Reggie there, you got Riggs and McCabe in the other room. Down here you got Whispers. Whispers, it's kind of pretty much everything you do with Whispers is purely ornamental. It's going to be, there's nothing in here because I have got all of this stuff, but with the glowing fragments that you get throughout the world, you can purchase different armor skins and things like that from Whispers. Once you do, they are account bound, so if you start a new character, just like this, I can go over and change this to the Widowmaker set. It just looks a little different. Oh no. Sorry, buddy. Okay, now we're ready. I'm going to try and keep these videos to an hour if I can. That way they're a little bit more digestible. And I will be pushing them to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel of the same name. It's just Griswold, Gryzwold. Okay, now is a good time to talk a little bit about how the Remnant gameplay loop works. Now, look around. The Remnant from the Ashes is a bit more linear. There are some side paths, and there's plenty of exploration to be done in these areas. But the way it works, essentially, is the biome, which there's, in the base game, there is Earth, Rom, Corsus, and Yesha. And you want to keep your eye out for any little side paths, because there's blue and purple items that you can get. Oh, I forgot to talk about traits. But basically the way it breaks down is each biome, when you go into it, you're going to have a big open area like this, and then there's going to be side dungeons. What do we got here? Eventually you're going to run into a dungeon that is a pass-through dungeon. Now, a lot of these dungeons will have bosses or mini-bosses, or they may have an event or a siege or something like that. But eventually you're going to run into the area boss, which is basically a pass-through boss. When you defeat that boss, you're going to pop out in the second open area of Earth, say, that we're in right now, where that process is going to basically start over. You're going to have side dungeons, and then you're going to run into a world boss, which is the larger boss. It's just what you have to defeat before you can move on to the next biome. They all pretty much work that way. Once you get the hang of it, it makes perfect sense. Go back down. I want to make sure that I don't miss any purple items, because those are going to be your your rings and amulets. And there's some other things that you can find. Okay, so that's that pathway up there. We're going to do a little bit of exploring here. Now, these elites, these archers, they hit pretty hard. They will teleport. I got 2 of them now. I don't know where he went. Ouch. Got him. Now, I will say the map system in the new one is just worlds better than the one from the Ashes. This is not too bad. Once you get used to it, the issue really is in any verticality, it can start to get a little confusing. Okay, so here we go. Drifter's Mask. So that's actually awesome. It's a fairly rare find, and that is the mask that goes with the armor set we found earlier. So now I found a purple item. I can be confident that there is not another purple item lurking out there that I'm gonna miss. Now should be a trait book somewhere in this area. Let's take a peek down here. Okay, well, we've got some iron. You want to pick up the iron. Really anything you see, you just want to, just like any other game, you just want to grab it up. Alright. So we came in there, down there next to that red dot. That is a shortcut door. It's right next to it. You can't get through. We've got a dungeon to our right, so we're actually going to go that way first. Let's see what that is. And before we do that, I'll go into traits a little bit. You don't have your standard, vigor, endurance, strength, dex. You have a trait system, and you will pick up different traits. There's a bunch of them in the game. You do have vigor, and you have endurance, but you don't have, it's very similar to your standard Souls-like leveling system, but it's very different in a lot of ways. At the beginning, I have 2 trait points. I'm going to put them in endurance and vigor. We'll just start pumping those up a little bit. And then as this fills out, we'll add some more. Elder Knowledge is just going to increase the amount of experience you get from killing enemies. In a general playthrough, I haven't done the math exactly, but it's one of those things you can upgrade it if you plan on playing through the game a few times. It'll certainly help you level, but first time playthrough, you're probably going to want to focus on other things. Okay, so we got the Drifter's Mask, which is this mask here. I think I actually might throw on the Drifter set just to help with stamina. It also has a skin variant, so we'll throw that on. And we're going to go into the sewer. The cool thing about this game is every playthrough is going to be different. Even the primary bosses in the area. The pass-through boss, let's go ahead and hit this checkpoint. The pass-through boss can be one of 2 bosses. The world boss can be one of 2 bosses. So you're not necessarily going to get the same thing. Now, I can tell from the look of this is Marrow Pass. So we will actually come out that door. This is not a pass-through dungeon, but there may be some items in here. So we're going to go ahead and clear it. These little guys are seed callers. They're pretty annoying. You got that guy there who will run up on you and explode. And you can get root rot from that guy, so he's kind of nasty. Alright. So even this dungeon is going to vary based on even if you get Marrow Pass, it's not necessarily going to look like this. Which is kind of tough to do a walkthrough of this game because of that reason. I've thought about maybe just running some survival to get some footage of all of the bosses, and then at the end of the area attaching a clip of the alternate boss. If anybody at all sees this, I'll probably do that. Because the boss I get for the pass-through or world boss may not be the boss you get. These guys are fairly dangerous. They can buff their teammates and give them a it's kind of like a temporary shield where it blocks like a, you can see him, he resisted that first shot. If you get a bunch of them going like that, it can be a bear. All right. Yes. This can actually be kind of tricky this early on, but we're gonna do it anyway. Um, let's yeah, early on you're a little bit slower. You don't have this, you don't have very much stamina. Very easy to run out of stamina. And as you progress, you'll get things like trigger happy and quick hands traits that you can level up that will help your reload speed, your firing rate, things of that nature. Right now we're chugging along. Okay. So this. Let me make sure I'm clearing this. Alright. Gotta do this again. And this is just a little event. I think there's one more of these root growths that you gotta take out in here. If you want to clear these, you're gonna pick up trait books and items. You never know what you're gonna find. So there's a trait book right here. Start getting those levels up. This should be. Gonna lead back to where we came in. Okay, looks like there's only 2 of them. There's a chest in here. Chests are just going to have scrap and upgrade materials and things like that. There should be a guy here. Yeah, there he is. He's like a cultist. Or he used to be. That should be it, I believe. I'm not sure why the music is still going. Clear everything. Yeah, you can look around in here, but there's I don't believe there's anything else in here. Got some XP, trait. Now you want to be careful. A lot of people get lost in this game because sometimes you're going to exit a dungeon the same way you came in. Sometimes there's going to be an exit to the dungeon that's typically going to be your pass-through dungeon. Just be aware of that. But in this case, there's nowhere else to go in here. So we're going to go to travel. We're going to go to leave dungeon. And we're going to go see what else is in this area. Alright. Look at the map. We're basically just going to head straight. When you leave an area and come back, just like in the Souls game, all the enemies are going to respawn. Get past this giant hole in the ground. Ouch. You always want to take these guys out. They'll drop luminite crystals, and you'll need those for upgrading. So I'm going to see if I can get him to come over here so I don't have to walk over there to get what he drops. Come this way, buddy. Maybe a little closer. There we go. Well, he didn't drop anything worth having anyway. We're gonna keep going for now. Grab some scrap to make our trip back to Ward 13 worth it. I think there's another elite back there maybe that we've passed. Luminite, that's always good. You want as much Luminite as you can get. Use it for upgrade materials, and if you don't need it, you can sell it at a pretty good return. Sometimes a chest over here, not today. This is going to be our pass-through dungeon. So you can see if you look at the map, we've gone everywhere you can go here. There was one dungeon up there to the right. There's a locked door next to that red indicator, and then there's one dungeon left. So this is going to be our pass through. It's going to drop us on the other side. And the seeds can roll, they can vary quite a bit depending on what what you get when you enter the game. But in general, that's what it looks like. Okay, so this is going to be the Shroud boss. The other boss that you can get here is called Gorefist. They're basically like an elite unit boss. We're going to go back to War 13.
Hello again, Fred. Here you go. Take care, friend.
I'm going to throw a upgrade on the... Let's see what we got here. We'll throw an upgrade on the SMG. You don't want to upgrade too fast because the next zone you go in will calculate the enemy levels off of your levels. So we may leave it just like that for now.
So long.
I will go ahead and throw on the hero sword. This is an item. It is an account bound item, but it just looks nicer. Alright. So here you want to make sure that, so those smaller crystals work a little bit different. You can't travel directly to them unless they were your last checkpoint. So if I were to go over here to Earth and I were to go to Founder's Hideout, I would lose the ability to get back to the crystal I was just at. So you want to make sure if you're just popping back into Ward 13 to do an upgrade or grab some supplies that you're going back to your last checkpoint. If you're already in a dungeon like this. Alright. Spreading out your damage is a good strategy when you've got a bunch of those guys, just because they will stagger, so you can kind of slow them down. It can be helpful. You don't want to linger in that cloud. Straight points. Throw that on vigor.
Stay down.
Oh, I haven't shown the. So if you choose the hunter class, you get a mod ability called Hunter's Mark. Now, this gives you some crit chance and some wall hacks. It's a very good ability. Wow, got to be an elite somewhere. Yeah, they're. You can shoot that guy's explosive when he raises up like I just did there, and it'll blow up in his face. It's pretty handy. Now, this is it's like a little mini objective that you can do, where the boss will show up. You'll get him down a quarter of his health, and he'll disappear if you do it. I think it's 3 times. We'll go ahead and do it. So now he's gone. If you do it 3 times, you'll get a little XP boost. Use a blood wart. So we have 3 heal charges. Sometimes it will feel like they're just endless enemies. Alright. Ouch. That little move, you got to kind of run. It's going to choose a spot where you're standing, and it's going to hit that spot. So you just want to make sure that. And the boss will do that same move in the boss fight. Just want to make sure you're moving. This is kind of a double-sized dungeon. We are going to backtrack a little bit, just to make sure we're getting everything. You can dodge roll those. Good grief. It can get overwhelming if you're new to the game. Picking up ammo. Yeah, so this is why you want to backtrack sometimes. Gunslinger's ring. We will put that on. I think we picked up braided thorns too. Gunslinger's ring is nice. Let's see if I got a second I can. Gives you some crit chance for braided thorns, and and then swap speed and fire rate for Gunslinger's Ring. Alright, this is the last. Go ahead and take these guys out. Alright, we'll hit this. You can kill the boss if you have enough damage. Very unlikely on your first playthrough. You're gonna have that kind of damage. Grab this, and now we'll head to the boss room. You can also get the little seed caller guys. You can get them as a summon. There's a couple summons you can get. A lot of ways to play this game. And I was really happy to see that in Remnant 2, some of the mechanics have changed. You know, they got to update it, but in general, the gameplay is still feels the same. And From the Ashes is put together well enough. It really does not feel bad to go from Remnant 2 back to Remnant 1. The game feels great. And if you're proficient in one, you'll feel right at home in the other. Okay. I'll go through this door here, and we'll have a chance to rest as well. Now there is a chance that you can get this boss fight, just about any boss fight in Earth, I believe, where it is enchanted. It's really unfortunate when that happens. There's no way to know going into it. You won't know until after you enter the boss fog. But basically what will happen is there will be random basically rot explosions that will generate where you're standing. So you just kind of want to you just want to make sure you're moving, basically. All right, well, we're just kind of go in. Am I forgetting anything? So in other words, that can give you root rot, and so you want to make sure that you have oilskin tonics equipped, because you definitely don't want to be dealing with root rot in this boss fight. He gives you a really good tell right before he does that. And heal up. You can kind of slow strafe it too if you're... Ouch. Bleeding? That's okay, he's almost dead anyway. I just hit his buddy in the head. Oh man, did not mean to do that. There he is. Alright. I forgot how fun these boss fights are. There is a lot of ads if you're if you're new to Remnant. That is a huge difference between this and a Souls-like. In Remnant 1, there's a couple boss fights where you're not dealing with a ton of ads. In Remnant 2, they changed that up a little bit. There's definitely some more one-on-one style fights. Alright. So this is a pass-through boss, so like I was saying earlier, some of the dungeons you're going to go back out the way you came, and a lot of times people will finish this boss fight and they'll go back out the way they came, and then they won't know where to go. So you want to pass through this one. Same with if it's Scorefist. Scorefist is a big guy with a sword. You're going to either get him or Shroud for this particular pass through at the beginning. And now we'll go grab the World Stone. And we're bleeding. Shouldn't run into much. Okay, so we got the tree. There's a little camp that you can get upon entering this area. There's this tree that you can get upon entering this area. And then there's an NPC named Mudtooth who will be chilling in a broken down helicopter. Ideally, that's what you want to see. But we'll likely get him in the next zone of Earth. Which will be through a dungeon in that direction. So the door we just opened that leads back into where we were, and then kind of back behind me to the left there is the way out of this area. So we're going to rest up. Let's see if we can do this real quick. If you destroy this tree, there's a couple things you can do with this tree. If you run into there's a small dungeon that you may run into in the first area, in which you will get a mask, and if you wear that mask, you'll get I believe it's a trait from this tree. I believe if you kill it, you get the amulet, but we're about to find out one way or the other. You hit the weak spot. Yeah, that's right, Junktown for the Twisted Mask. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah, it's a small dungeon. Um, the guy's he's losing it, and you'll get the mask from him, and then you can approach the tree with it and get the bark penetrate. Otherwise, you get Twisted Idol, which is a great amulet for defense, and it reduces your encumbrance. So, all right, and welcome in, Rave. Mind if I call you Rave? I'm always scared I'm going to mispronounce. Let's go ahead and run over here. I'm trying to keep these to around about an hour. And awesome. And yeah, if you're just coming in, I'm really just kind of getting into streaming, and I want to do some Let's Plays, some walkthroughs, and I know there's plenty of Remnant content out there, and although I have maybe 1,000 hours in this game, a good bit of that is just in survival, but you know, I'm figuring this is kind of a proof of concept. Just to see how it goes. I started this channel just to kind of do variety stuff. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will, I will almost certainly forget. Because, yeah, once I played through the base game a few times, this game is just really grew on me. I skipped over it for quite a while. Or people would tell me about it, and I mean, I don't know. Dark Souls with guns, I just don't know how that's going to work out. And then after playing it, it just kind of, the charm. Yeah, I believe it. Remnant From the Ashes Survival is the best I have ever seen a game do survival. Many people have tried in many games. There's just something about it, the charm of starting a survival match and not knowing what you're going to get and kind of creating a build as you go. It's just so much fun. So I figured I'll try my hand at kind of a walkthrough Let's Play just with one of my favorite games. Yeah, normally I'm playing a lot of other Souls games, but Elden Ring, Bloodborne. Bloodborne is one of my favorites. No, I'm on PS5. I have Remnant on PC as well, but when I started playing Remnant, it was really kind of like my couch time. And one thing I'll say about Remnant that I can't say about other shooters is certainly your aim is going to be better, keyboard and mouse. But because it's a Souls-like, and the just the nature of the movement of the game, it's actually really comfortable on console. You kind of get a boost in the movement area on controller, and you lose a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes sense. There's something about the going from Souls where where movement is so important and iframes are so important. Remnant plays a lot like that in a lot of ways, and so and really the aiming and firing on controller is perfectly comfortable. But yeah, I'm probably going to end soon here. I'm trying to do these in like hour-long segments, and I'm also I also just started streaming some Darkest Dungeon 2, so I might do a little bit of that later. But yeah, I really appreciate you stopping by, Ray. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end things here after the first pass through boss, and then pick it up again tomorrow, and head for the church. And I may keep this going. It's just something I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I figure I'll start out with a game that I really enjoy and that I'm pretty familiar with. I don't remember every little dot and tittle of the base game, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. But I have played through many times, and the DLC. So please feel free to stop by again tomorrow. It'll be around the same time. I usually start streaming around 9, somewhere at 9 Eastern time, 9 p.m. And it's awesome to have someone that's a veteran that's in the stream, because I'm sure I will miss some things. There's some quests, some particular item exchanges and things like that I probably don't remember. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna call it for now. But I hope to see you back here, and I do push these to YouTube as well. So feel free to give me a follow and a like over there. And yeah, thanks for stopping by.